Hey guys, thought I'd do a video for everyone out there about Hi Capa grips. Quite a while ago I was in a position where I needed a new grip and I ended up buying loads of different ones, going through all different types, different makes and everything, and spending quite a bit of money which I didn't need to. So I thought I'd do a video here to show everyone else what to expect when you buy which type of grip. So we've got quite some popular ones here. First one I'm going to show you is the Shooter's Design SBST grip. This grip here costs about $30 US dollars, so it's pretty cheap. But it needs some work to it on the front, right there, and if you can see that, just on the back there, depending on which beaver tail you use, which safety. There is, it does foul a little bit, I find, so you need to grind that out, file that out. It needs a tiny little bit of work, but at the price of $30, it's really good value, and it works just fine. It's really comfortable. It's quite aggressive, the checkering here, so that's a good one. It's one of my favorite grips because of the price. Obviously, you can buy really high-end grips and then be disappointed with them. You find out it's not quite designed the way it should be for the price, and the only thing, the reason why it's so expensive is because of the material that they use. But that's the one from Shooter's Design. It comes in a very varied colors: blue, red, grey, like this one. Okay, the next grip I want to talk about is the UAC Aluminium Blaster grip. This one here. This one cost at the time that I bought it $220, and it doesn't come with any grip tape, so it's just plain. It comes in also a couple of different colors. I think it comes in blue, red, and this type of grey silver here. It comes in naked silver as well, which is quite nice, but I didn't go for that one. Just I was afraid it would scratch really easily. This one here, it comes with a what do they call it? That sand blasted or bead blasted finish, which is a grey type silverish, which picks up dirt quite easily. When you get grease on it, it seems to become really dark and greasy, but it cleans really easily as well. And it doesn't scratch as easily as I thought it would, not for a bead blasted finish. This is actually quite nice. All I did was buy some grip tape, which was designed for another grip, and put it on. Obviously, you can see there's a crease there where it doesn't fit perfectly. It's just a little bit too wide, but it's quite heavy. One of the good things about heavy grips, this is what I want to talk about, the plastic versus aluminum, is where a plastic grip is so light, you actually feel more recoil, because obviously when the slide's going back and forwards, there's less weight on the bottom, so it can shift it more easily, so you get a little bit more felt recoil. So if you're trying to make a Hi Capa with extra recoil, you could consider a plastic grip, a really good price as well. Or if you're trying to reduce recoil, you might go for an aluminum one like this, which is actually quite heavy. But that's a really nice grip. It's got some cutouts in the bottom there for you to get a higher grip on it. If you were to hold up your hand there, your second hand could come up slightly higher, which I'm told something about hand being closer to the bore line and being more accurate or something like that. You can look into it, I'm not too sure. But that's that one for $220 US dollars. It's not too bad. It needed some work, mine did. I needed to grind down, where was it? There was some parts on the inside which I needed to grind down and file just a little bit to make it fit a bit more, and so the magazine would slide in a bit easier. Mine was getting jammed just a tiny little bit. But for $220, it's not too bad. I would have liked it to come with grip tape, but I had to buy some extra myself, so I wasn't not too pleased about that. But it's a nice grip. The next one I want to talk about is the AKA Aluminum grip. It's made by AKA. It comes in a wide variety of colours as well, much like the UAC one. The price of this one, the AKA one, was just under $250 US dollars. I bought it in this bright silver. It's like I think it's painted. I'm not too sure, but the finish is really tough. There's a video on YouTube somewhere where someone's rubbing a knife or something against it, and it's holding up really well against all the attacks and everything, and it doesn't scratch very easily. In fact, it's extremely scratch resistant. But I don't know if you can see. I'll just check if you can see there. The finish on it is quite rough. It looks like it's got, like, I don't know if it's snake skin or some wrinkly type feel to it, but it adds a bit more grip to it. It's also got these finger cutout grooves in the front there, which is really comfortable. And it comes with this section grip tape here, part of it. Now this needed a lot of work. Don't worry about this side. There's just some machining work. I was playing around with some designs and messed up. But the problem with this grip, I find, was that the hole here for the screw is actually too big, quite a bit too big. So when you screw the screw into the frame, what happens is it's got room for play. So if you put in like a hammer spring, an uprated hammer spring, I don't know why you would, but if you put in a 150% hammer spring, I'd find that where the hole was so big, it can push itself away from the frame, and I was getting quite a big gap here. So what I did was push it back and just tightened it up, but over time it would just loosen itself up again. That bugged me quite a bit, so I wasn't too pleased with it. It's a nice grip. It feels really comfortable. It's quite heavy as well, and the finish is brilliant. I enjoy the colour, but for $250, it was a bit disappointing for me that it would move away and get a big gap here between the frame and the grip. So I don't really recommend this grip, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice looking, but for the price, I would have expected more. That's that one. The prime grip here, which you guys should know, and if you're considering a grip for your Hi Capa, you'd probably consider this. The biggest problem with this grip is the price. For 330, I think it is, 330 US dollars. It's pretty steep, but it is made very well. The material's nice. The anodization, I think it's anodized, is very nice. You can see there are some tooling marks if you look here. It's actually two-piece. The two screws hold it. Oh, I didn't actually tell you which ones were one-piece or two-piece. That one's one-piece. That one's one-piece. That one's two-piece. And this one's two-piece. It's got two screws there where it holds, it screws the trigger section, or whatever you want to call it, in. And there's actually tooling marks here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Probably won't focus in so that you can see it. But there's tooling, very faint tooling marks in the trigger protection thing, or whatever you want to. Don't know what the correct term is for it, but it's got some tooling marks and it's anodized. But the finish is really nice, and it's somewhat scratch resistant as well. I find this one's really nice. It comes with the magwell with the Infinity logo on the front there. For $330, it needs a little bit of fitment, depending on what frame and what parts you use with it. But it needs a little bit of fitment, which means you're going to be fiddling around with it, probably filing some parts here and there. Is it worth $330 US dollars? I think, well, I really like it personally. That's why I purchased one, but it is a bit steep, and what you're getting is very nice engineering, I guess. Very nice machining, very nice material, but it's not going to do more than any other grip, apart from that one, which moves away. It's not going to do more than any other grip. I mean, like for instance, this plastic grip, which is lighter, made of probably just as durable material for what it's doing, and at a fraction of the price. But it does look really nice. So if you've got the money and you're after a looker, then I definitely recommend the Prime. But otherwise, the shooter's design will do just the same thing, and it's added realism as well. So right, and the last grip I want to talk about is this one, the Tokyo Marui 5.1 Hi Capa original grip, which is my personal favourite because first of all, it came with the gun. It's cheap as anything. I mean, you can pick these up dirt cheap, made of plastic. I don't know if it's plastic or polymer or whatever, but it's not going to need to be made of some really heavy duty material because of the job it's doing. It's basically just housing the hammer spring and the magazine, but it's you can customize it without feeling guilty. I mean, for most of these, I mean, that killed me when I was I was just trying to do something with it and messed up, and that's killed me basically because it's over $200 worth of grip, and it's now useless or doesn't look very well, doesn't look very good. So with this one, you can customize it. You can sand it down. You can you know, add your own pattern. You can Dremel out some your own shapes or whatever, and do whatever you like to it, which is really really nice. And the good thing is it fits straight in to any Hi Capa because it's an original Tokyo Marui grip. That's the good thing. So this is my favourite. I've been through a few of these grips, you know, modifying them, adding some checkering or smoothing this off, adding grip tape or smoothing it off, and then you know, doing the stippling. But yeah, this is probably if you're on a budget and you're doing a budget build, this would probably be the best grip to have because it's just a straight fit and it does what it's supposed to. Made by Tokyo Marui. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was this the hammer spring housing. This part here, it's got this this retention pin which holds the plastic cup which pushes up against the hammer bar. That there was just loose. What I had to do was put a very slight bend into it to stop it from coming out. Otherwise, that was just loose as anything. You could just slot it in and then just go like that and it'd fall out. So that's another thing about the AKA grip, which put me off a little bit, especially with the price. So you might want to consider, before spending your hard-earned money on getting the AK grip, you might, well, if it was down to me, if I was making the choice again, I would definitely, if I had the money, go for the Prime. If I just step down a bit, I would probably consider the UAC grip. But if I was on a budget or I was doing a few builds of different designs, I'd probably go with the shooter's design. But the functionality-wise, the absolute best grip I've ever used was the original Tokyo Marui Hi Capa, because I don't compete or play in IPSC or anything like that, or target shooting. I'm just literally building Hi Capas for fun, and other airsoft pistols and rifles, obviously. But I just build for fun, so adding realism is one of the main points, sometimes from the looks and sometimes from the feel of the weapon. So adding recoil is a big thing for me. So using these light grips, if you put on a metal slide or something, or add a metal frame and a metal slide, then your recoil is going to get bigger. Basically, you're going to have more recoil and everything. And if you stay with the original Tokyo Marui grip, where it's so light, it adds felt recoil. Whereas if you add a metal slide and say if you had a really heavy aluminum grip here, this would actually, not by a lot, but it would actually numb down, bring down the recoil, the felt recoil, just a little bit. But that's a trade-off, obviously, because they feel so good. So hope that this video has helped you make up your mind if you're in the market for a grip for your Hi Capa. And that's it from me. See ya.